Hey everybody, this is Matthew from MiniWarGaming. Welcome to our next narrative campaign. Wanted to do a quick introduction before we jump into the narrative of this so you understand what's going on here. So today is September 9th. It marks the launch of Space Marine 2, a video game for Warhammer 40,000. We're not sponsored to do this whatsoever. I just saw footage of this game before it came out and I thought that looks awesome. I want to do a narrative campaign that's based along the same idea. So I didn't get any spoilers for the game myself, except watching a little bit of the co-op and a preview here or there, because I like to go in plain. But based on that, I came up with the story for this narrative campaign. And so I had a couple guests come in, Dave and his son Tommy, who's been here before, and they are taking on the role of Red Wolves, which are a Spaceful successor chapter, who are hunting Night Lords onto a hive world that is being infested by Tyranids. So we have that kind of three-way battle going on there. And so I hope that you enjoy that. And if you do, please consider becoming a Vault member, because the first episode is for free as usual, but all the other episodes are in the MiniWarGaming Vault or in the YouTube members only area. And this helps us to actually fund these campaigns because they're not cheap to make. We got a lot of overhead at the building and employees and all of that, and we really want to keep an operation. So if you want to show your support, the best way is once this episode is done, click the link below, get your free 7-day trial, and become a Vault member at whatever level you want. There's also the lifetime Vault membership still available as well if you want to pay just once and never pay again. That actually helps support us a lot. Either way, no matter what, I hope that you enjoy it. And let's jump in with the Red Wolf Strike Force. Red Wolves being a Space Wolf successor chapter led by Captain Trajanus, a strike force hunting a Night Lord warband led by Warlord Tarkus Darkfire. They have been hunting this warband for quite some time, and they have tracked them to the hive world of Viridian Prime. Viridian Prime is currently being invaded by a large Tyranid force from Hive Fleet Nihilus. Why the Night Lords would choose to go to this planet, which is currently really under this great threat, the Red Wolves do not know. But they will not shirk from the fight. They will not let down, and they will hunt these Night Lords to the end of the galaxy and see them annihilated. Captain Trajanus, seeing a chance to both hunt Night Lords and also attack his most hated enemy, the Xenos Filth, the Tyranids, who destroyed their homeworld, decided to mobilize the majority of his force to go and help the Planetary Defense Force and the many, many regiments of Imperial Guard who were already trying to drive the Tyranids back. In the meantime, he took a hand-picked group of 10 veteran Red Wolves and gave them the commission and the job to go behind enemy lines and hunt the Night Lords and find out why they would come to this planet of all places. And that is where our narrative campaign starts, following these 10 veteran Red Wolves to see how they fare in tracking the Night Lords while evading the major Tyranid forces. So just one more thing before we jump into the first episode. If you want to see the rules for this uses the Deathwatch rules with some modifications. I'll post a link to those rules down there. We made some changes for this. One notable one being that when they kill something in close combat, they gain a wound back to mimic the execution moves that you see in Space Marine 2. And so that way we can have that feel of that video game experience as they play. Let's jump into episode 1.
We play and call it work.
Here we got Dave and Tommy. You were here about a year ago, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ready to help us film this awesome narrative campaign. Their Red Wolves are mostly deployed. You still have your Terminator in Deep Strike Reserve ready to come down when summoned with a teleport homer or otherwise. As you walk up the steps in this destroyed urban environment, you can already see Tyranids swarming towards you. Hormagaunts, there's a warrior leading them all, gargoyles up above, and then we got barbed gaunts down here. Are you ready for this challenge?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You got to clear out the Tyranids. There are more coming, and so your mission is simple for the first one: fight and kill. In the command phase, the Space Marines turn 1, of course. We're not going to keep track of turns, but Space Marines do get to go first. You have to choose your oath of moment. That's the only actual Space Marine rule we're using. The rest of them are just the Deathwatch rules. What are you going to choose?
The warrior.
The warrior. Gonna try to take it down turn 1, eh? Before it has a chance to summon more allies. Into your movement phase, the Blade Guard veteran.
Lupus
Fang Sword is going to lead the charge moving forward. Continue with a flamer, a regular veteran with a flamer. And a heavy bolter. Followed by, who else is in yours? So each of them controls 5. And coming through with his melt-a-gun. Who's his name? Tantus. I'm going to fire Overwatch with our 3 barbed gaunts. We're going to be targeting the guy with the flamer. His name is Torsus. So the veteran Torsus is going to be the target. Using my rapid fire dice box, which will be available in the Forge soon if it's not already. Got 3 D6 shots, so we've got 9 shots incoming. We got 6s to hit, 2 hits, and 4s to wound. Ooh, 2 wounds. It was actually 3s to wound, but we're good. 3 up save. Oh, we got our first wound. That brings him down to 3 out of 4 wounds.
Move up the heavy intercessor Titus Lobo in this direction here. See if you can get a shot off on those Tyrannids there. Omegas Bloodclaw is going to move up through behind the Baneblade to support the Melt-A-Gunner. So we're going to move Rufus up here to support, followed by his comrade here.
And then at the end of the movement phase, teleporting in is our Terminator. It's Lycanthus with his assault cannon already whirling up, getting ready to open fire. Shooting phase.
Lycanthus is going to fire at the warrior.
And he's going to use both his shooting attacks, because he's got 2, so he can fire twice. And he's hitting on 2s because it's your Oath of Moment target, re-rolling because it's your Oath of Moment. So they all hit, all 12. Looking for 3s to wound. So you got 1 devastating, and it looks like 8 wounds. Okay, so we're looking at 3 ups. This Tyranid warrior does have 5 wounds. This little, we only lose 2 of them, so he's down to 3. That plus a devastating means he's down to 2 wounds.
Torsus is going to fire his flamer at the Hormagaunts.
D6 shots, auto hit, 2 auto hits. Wounding on 3s, that's 2 wounds. 5 up saves, 1 of them goes down. And then they have to take a battle shock test. They're in synapse range, so we're looking for an 8. Whoa, we just got it. We roll 3 dice and add them all together. He does have a second shooting attack, so let's do it again. So 1 more shot, wounding on 3s. No, okay.
Maximus is going to fire his heavy bolter into the Hormagaunts.
Gonna use both of the shooting attacks. He's hitting on 3s. So it's actually 4s to hit, because it's a heavy bolter. So 2 of them hit, looking for 3s to wound.
With devastating.
With devastating, okay. Nothing.
Lupus is going to fire his plasma pistol at the Hormagaunts.
So he's gonna use both the shooting attacks, hitting on 3s. One of them, or both of them hit, and then these are gonna wound on 2s. 1 gets through.
AP.
Blasting right through the armor. Hormagaunt goes down.
Tantus is going to fire his Melt-A-Gun at the Hormagaunts.
So using both shooting attacks, hitting on 3s. 1 of them hits, 2s to kill. Melt-A-Gun blasts through Hormagaunt, reducing 1 of them to sludge.
So to open up the shooting with my squad, I will be using Remus, the Eliminator, to shoot at the warrior that's crossing the bridge.
You can use both your shooting attacks for this. Hitting on 2s, re-rolling. They both hit, and then these are strength 9, so 3s to wound. Oh, 1 gets through. Because of cover, I have a 6 up save. Otherwise, it says D6 damage. Could finish him off. Okay, don't roll a 1 with the D6. And you get it, Dave. Oh, it's 6 damage. That would have 1-tapped him. And boom, a giant hole appears in the chest of the Tyranid warrior as it shrieks out and then collapses to the ground.
Next up, we have Titus. He's going to fire his heavy bolter into those Hormagaunts also coming around the corner.
Using both of his shooting attacks, so 4s to hit. Oh, only 1 hits. It's going wild. 3s to wound, though. Can you do that? Just roll a 3. Yay! I have cover, so 5 up, and it kills one. Most of them were just shooting wild, hitting the wall, and then blam! One Hormigaunt is paced.
Next, Titus is going to fire his plasma pistol at the Hormigaunts in front of him.
Using both of his attacks, hitting on 3s, and 2s to wound. Go. 2 hits, 2s to wound, and he kills 2 of them. So he runs forward, just blasting his plasma pistol. Blam, blam, 2 Hormigaunts go down.
Next, Lycos is going to fire his pistol into the Hormigaunt unit over by the burning Lehman Russ.
Both of his shooting attacks, hitting on 3s. 3s to wound. And there is AP, so I get 5 up with cover. Oh, and it smashes into the side of the building. Oof.
Rufus is going to open up with his bolt gun into the same unit over there.
In rapid fire, so 4 shots, so it's this double tapping, hitting on 3s and wounding on 3s. 1 wound. I'll take a 4 up from cover. Oh, it takes him down. As they're moving up, I guess they were startled by all these Tyranids coming up because your dice are not doing any favors. Or I should say Dave's dice. Those are the Mark of Dave dice.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're not doing any favors. Charge phase! Lupus leading a charge into the Hormigaunts. Charge! So he's barely in. They're just within 5 inches, so he manages to get up there.
Torsus is going to charge into the last Hormigaunt.
How far? Probably needs 5 or 6. You get 6. Comes forward with his combat, already pulling his combat blade out, as you can see.
Omegas is going to charge that unit of Hormigaunts in front of him.
Charging! 5 inches? You needed an 8-inch charge. Do you want to use your 1 command point to reroll that?
No.
Okay. Fun fact, when in this campaign, when you fail a charge, you still have to move your charge distance. Boom. At the end of your charge phase, I'm going to do Heroic Intervention with these 2 Hormigaunts into your Blade Guard vet. And they're going to charge... No, that is a cocked die. Oh, that was a 2, whatever. It's 7 inches. They're able to get in. Surrounding him.
Lupus is going to fight the big 5-man squad of Hormigaunts.
Now the Space Wolf chapter tactic and the Deathwatch rules, they get +1 attack and +1 to hit when they charge. So go ahead and do your dice. How many attacks is he getting?
4 normally, +1.
For the charge. Okay, so hitting on 2s. They all hit. Is 3s to wound with his power sword. Swings it. Oh, the dice are coming back. They're like, what are you doing shooting? Get into close combat. Lupus gains an experience for wiping the entire squad of 5 Hormigaunts. I'm going to do counter-offensive. I can do each stratagem for free every battle round. This Hormigaunt is going to fight against your veteran right there, your Infernus Marine. The Hormigaunt jumps in with his Scything Talons, 4s to hit, and then we're looking at 5s to wound. We got 1 wound at -1, so you got a 4-up save, and he makes it. Torsus then draws his combat blade and attacks in. Because we're doing this to celebrate Space Marine 2, we have said that whenever they finish a unit in close combat, they regain a wound because they're doing their execution move. 2s to hit with his extra attack. So you got 3 hits, and then you're looking at 3s to wound with strength 4. As he grabs the tail of the Hormigaunt and he whips him into the ground. I need to roll a double 5+. Oh, I almost did it. And he takes the Hormigaunt by the tail and BAM! Explodes him, and he regains a wound and gains an experience. Then the 2 Hormigaunts will attack Lupus, the Blade Guard veteran, hitting on 4s, wounded on 5s. We got 1 wound at -1. 4-up, save. Ooh, and it gets through and slashes right through his armor. And that brings him down to 3 wounds. And that brings us to the end of your Space Marine turn. Not too bad. They managed to kill the warrior, cleared a bunch of the Hormigaunts. But they hear the shriek of more Tyranids coming from the skies and from below. Straight to the movement phase, these gargoyles are going to fly down to the ground. More stuff is coming from the sky, though. So we do have reinforcements showing up after I do my movements.
Torsus is going to fire his Overwatch's flamer at the Hormigaunts.
Gargoyles, not Hormigaunts, but that's fine. D6 shots. You only get 1 shot in it's only in the shooting phase that you get to use your shooting attack profile. Oh, D6 hits. Don't need 2. 1 is fine. 3s to wound. Hey, he got 5 wounds. 6 up save, and he wipes out that gargoyle squad as they come flying down. Not today, Tyranids. Whoa. Well, these gargoyles are not afraid, so they're just going to drop down into the same general area. The shriek from the sky, a shrike with more gargoyles lands, deep striking near your Terminator. Lycanthus turns and gets ready to confront them. Ripper swarms erupt out of the ground to challenge this flank, while termagants come out of the buildings to cover the advance of the Space Marines. The couple Hive Guard with shock cannons come stomping down the streets. Barbgaunts open fire.
Torsus.
Into Torsus. 3d6 shots. Oh, okay, only 4. Shooting through smoke, so he's -1 to hit, so 5s to hit. And he misses, which is important because otherwise if he hits once, you're -2 to move and to charge. Ripper Swarm Spine Maws are not in range because they're only 6 inches. We're gonna have some Devourers from Termagants firing across. 8 shots hitting on 4s. Wounding on 4s. 1 wound. Omegas has to make 1 save. 3 up. He's fine. But it's not over yet. We got Flesh Borers and a Strangle Web firing at Omegas. 4 Flesh Borers hitting on 4s. Wounding on 3s at -1. Sorry, no AP. So 3 up saves for Omegas. 2 of them. And he's fine off of his armor. But then there's a Strangle Web. D6 auto hits. These are only strength 2, but they're devastating. So really you're looking for 6s. We got 1 devastating. Brings him down to 3 wounds. He's fine. And then the 5 gargoyles open fire into him. Hitting on 4s. We only got 3 hits, and then 3s to wound. We got 2 wounds. 3 up saves for Omegas. He's fine. He's weathering the storm. Until the 2 Hive Crones. The synaptic web comes through and orders them to fire to try to finish him off. 2 shock cannons coming his way. What you gonna do? Are you gonna do a stratagem?
Yeah, Omegas is going to go to ground.
All right, so he'll get cover. So he's basically back to a 3 up save. We got 4 shots hitting on 3s. 3 of them hit. Strength 7, so 3s to wound. All 3 of them wound. Now these are 3 damage apiece, Dave. And you've got 3 wounds left. So you got 3 up saves, all 3 of them. Let's see it. Oh, 1 of them gets through. Reducing him to 0 wounds, but that doesn't mean he's out because with the Deathwatch rules, we have injuries. So you're gonna roll a d6 and you would add the number of wound tokens that he has, which is right now 0. You wanna roll a 1, high is bad. Oh, he's fine. He heals 1 wound and he just brushes it off, but he is down to 1 wound. So still in trouble. On this side, the 5 gargoyles are gonna fire into your Terminator, which I forgot his name. It is Lycanthus. Hitting on 4s, and the Tyranid Prime gives some sustained hits. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3 hits. 4s to wound, because he's toughness 5. You got 2 wounds, and you got a 2 up save there. Can you do it? Come on, Tommy. He's fine. It brushes him off. Time for the charge phase. We're gonna start with the charge from the Wing Prime and the Gargoyles into Lycanthus. It's a 9-inch charge. And woo-hoo! As it swarms around Lycanthus. Who thought it was a good idea to put him by himself? Yeah. Gargoyles will charge into the Blade Guard Vet. We got a 7-inch charge, so they're making it in no problem. And then Ripper Swarms going for a 9-inch charge into your Infernus Marine. They fail, but we got a command point reroll we'll use, and they make it. We're gonna gum them up. No using your Flamer. Got 12 wounds to cut through.
So Omegas is going to use a stratagem to heroically intervene into the Hormagaunts unit there and the Gargoyles unit to help out our Blade Guard veteran.
Space Wolves get a 3d6 heroic intervention with the Deathwatch rules. No problem, 11 inches. He charges in with this chainsword rev. You gotta go to both of them. You declared both of them as a target. There we are.
Maximus is going to try to help out the Infernus Marine.
So this one costs a command point, so you're using your last command point for it.
Do it.
You doing it?
Yeah.
I would.
He makes it, 13-inch charge. He charges in, helping his companion. Well, you're at a command point, so I know you can't interrupt. So I do this in whatever order I want. So I'm going to start with these 3 Ripper Swarms. They're still going to go after your Infernus Marine. Hitting on 5s with sustained hits. Wow. 2 hits. 6s to wound. Nothing. Wow. The gargoyles are going to swarm around. We're going to have these 4 actually go into the guy with only 1 wound left and the other one into your Blade Guard vet. The 4, hitting on 4s, wounding on 5s. But we got the 1. He's got a 3-up save. Dave, are you going to make that?
Yes.
He does. And then the 1 into the Blade Guard vet misses. Both Hormagaunts turn around and attack, trying to finish off. They can smell the blood in the water. Oh, backing up, they didn't charge, so we'll come back to them after, maybe. So over here, we're gonna try to take out the Terminator. They are +1 strength in our synapse. So we got 4s to hit, sustained because of the winged Tyranid Prime. So we got 2 hits, strength 4, which won't matter in this case, so 5s to wound. Nothing. The Prime Talons from the winged Tyranid Prime hitting on 2s with sustained. Wow, didn't roll a 6, but we did manage to roll a 1. These are strength 7, so 3s to wound. We've got 3 wounds at -1, 2 damage. You got 3 3-up saves. You ready? You failed none of them. Okay, I told you these dice work in close combat only.
So Omegas is going to attack the 2 Hormagaunts before they can attack him with his 1 wound left.
+1 attack from heroically intervening. 2s to hit from +1 to hit as well. They all hit. 3s to wound. We rolled that 1. Wow, these dice are working. 6-up saves from AP1, and you killed him. Well, you've got free reign to fight back everything else now. And he gets a wound back for finishing off an enemy in close combat. Maximus, fighting back into the Ripper Swarms. Hitting on 2s because you heroically intervened, and then wounding on 3s. Sorry, you're wounding on 2s, but you didn't roll any 2s. 6-up saves. So 2 go through, taking 1 of them down to 2 wounds. And then Torsus, the Infernus Marine, will attack them as well. He has an extra attack because he was charged. So 2s to hit. And 2s to wound?
Strength 4.
That's right. 6-up saves, so 3 more wounds. So he kills 1 and injures the next. We're gonna gum up your lines down to 3 wounds.
Lupus is going to fight the gargoyles.
With an extra attack and to hit. So 2s to hit. 3s to wound. Kills 4 of them. Still 1 alive though, to stop you from being able to really do anything about that. Lycanthus goes for the winged Tyranid Prime, but he backs up and puts his gargoyles in front of him, so he'll have to cut through them first. Hitting on 2s with his Power Fist. Oh, sorry, 3? Actually, let's double check that. Yeah, sorry, it's normally 4s, +1 to hit, so 3s. And then its majority toughness is 3, so 2s to wound. So 3 wounds. So you killed 3, but we realized you were actually hitting on 2s, so you got 1 more, just don't roll a 1, so you killed 4. So you cut down 4 gargoyles, but are still locked in combat, so your assault cannon won't be as useful. End of the Tyranid turn. They push forward, doing a little bit of damage to the Space Marines, but the Space Marines were indomitable and held off, killing and pushing back the Tyranids. But the Shrike is still in an epic challenge with the Terminator, as the other ones are dealing with being gummed up by Ripper Swarms as the next wave of Tyranids approach. What's your Oath of Moment target?
The Hive Guard.
The Hive Guard in the back. Need to take them out before they actually manage to connect and do tons of damage. Moving phase. The Melt-A-Gun moving over to support the Terminator.
Titus, our heavy intercessor, is going to move up to support over here. And
Remus and Rufus.
yeah, Remus and Rufus are going to move up to support over at this end to put fire onto the Tyranids crossing the bridge.
Shooting phase.
Lupus is going to shoot at the gargoyle.
It's got a plasma pistol, so you can fire it in close combat. Oh, he misses. Okay, good try. We got lots of pistols over here, so we're gonna just do them all at the same time. So 3s to hit, and 2s to wound. So we got 2 wounds. 6 up. Oh, only 1 gets through. Down to 2 wounds.
So Omega is going to use his plasma pistol into the gargoyle.
2 shots hitting on 3s. Well, he gets one hit. Maybe he'll have a better chance. 2s to wound. Oh, he does it. He steals your experience, and you don't get the Executioner HP back.
Remus, the Eliminator, is going to take a shot at the Hive Guard down here.
Double tapping on 2s. And he would be re-rolling if you failed. Strength 9, toughness 7, so you're looking at 3s to wound. Oh, only 1 gets through. I'll put it on the one that's in cover in relation to your Eliminator, so 5 up save. Oh, it still gets through narrowly. D6 damage, you gotta roll 4+ to kill it. 2! Do you want to use your 1 command point to command point reroll?
No.
Tommy says no.
No. Titus is going to finish the job with the heavy bolter. He's going to fire into the same unit.
Tough words. We'll see if it actually works. Using both of the shooting attacks, he's got 6 shots. Hitting on 4s because he did move, but sustained. Well, we got a sustain, so 4 hits. 5s to wound. Only 1. And I get a 4-up save against that, I believe. It might be 3-up. Oh, I rolled a 6. It just plinks right off of their chitinous plate.
Rufus is going to fire into the Hive Guard next.
Not in rapid fire range, so only 2 shots, not 4. And they both connect. 5s to wound. 1 wounds. Do I save? Yes. Sorry, it's not rapid fire, it's assault 2, so you got 2 more shots. They both hit, wounding on 5s. 1 more wound. Can I save it? I do save it. 3+.
It's an AP1.
Oh, is it AP1? I take the wound. So 1 Hive Guard back there is down to 1 wound. And that's all of your shooting, because you're locked in combat otherwise.
Lupus is gonna attempt the charge at the Termagants.
Needs a 10-inch charge. Can you make it? No. Did you want a command point reroll that? Thinking about it. Thinking about it. Thinking about it. It's a 10-inch charge. It's a tough one.
I wouldn't do it.
Okay, no.
Omegas is going to charge into those Termagants across the bridge.
He's gonna try.
Yeah.
He needs an 8-inch charge. Oh, just shy. He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it.
No.
No, okay. All your charges fail, so we go to the fight phase. So I get to decide who fights first. So obviously I'm going over to the winged Tyrannid Prime and his gargoyle pet. 1 attack from the gargoyle, hitting on a 4, sustained, so that's 2 hits. Counts as strength 4, so 5s to wound and nothing. Tyrannid Prime then prepares to swing with his 6 attacks, hitting on 2s sustained. That's slightly better because that makes up for that. So we got 6 hits, strength 7, so 3s to wound. And that's pretty poor. We only get 3 of them through, -1, so 3-up saves, 2 damage apiece. Oh, 4 wounds in total, bringing him down to 1 wound remaining, just like in the 40K 10th edition trailer. Now he's gonna pretend to try to fight back before I rip him in half.
Maximus, the Sternguard, is going to try to fight.
They're getting tired, so because nobody charged or was charged, so no +1 to hit, so 3s to hit or no +1 attack as well. And then 2s to wound, because I'm only toughness 2. 1 wound. The dice are starting to betray you. They're like, hey, you can't get stuck in, you gotta kill. 6-up save means you don't even do a wound. The 2 of them will fight back, we'll put it all into your Infernus Marine. Hitting back on 5, sustained. Wow, well, still 2, which is an improvement over the 2 out of 18, now it's 2 out of 12. 6s to wound, we got nothing. And then Taurus, the Infernus Marine, will strike back at the Ripper Swarm. 3s to hit, got 2 hits and 2s to wound. Surely he can kill one off. Maybe, if I don't roll any 6s. You got him. Finishes off the Ripper Swarm. And then Lycanthus swings his mighty power fist, although not getting the +1 to hit or +1 attack. So only 3s to hit instead of 2s. That didn't make a difference. And then 2s to wound because we're still at toughness with the other one. Oh, and you kill a gargoyle. Still locked in combat with the Winged Prime. End of the Space Marine turn. They did not fulfill their oath of moment. How dishonorable can you get? You'd made an oath in the moment, and that oath is not fulfilled. But we'll see what happens as we go into the next Tyrannid turn. The Ripper Swarms move forward, no longer worried about getting flamered because he is locked in combat. The Termagants and the Hive Guard, they kind of prowl and lurk as they get ready to fire. and maybe do some damage down this alleyway. Coming in from the other side, we got a Pyrovore and another unit of 5 Termagants. As you continue to advance on the Tyranids, Blade Guard veteran Lupus gets a Vox transmission.
Brother, our Auspex scans show a large contingent of Tyranids headed your way.
We have not been able to pull them off as much as we'd wanted to. We see tens of thousands of Hormagaunts and Termagants currently flooding the streets.
We have artillery strikes ready to go.
You must push forward and plant the Homer so that we know where to strike. Primary objective sighted. You need to go to that purple marker right there and perform an action on it. So performing action, of course, means that you have to be eligible to shoot and not currently, what's the word, battle shocked. And then if you do it until the end of your turn, until the beginning of your next turn, if they survive, then it can call down an artillery strike in this general area, which will wipe out all the reinforcements. But until then, there's going to be an escalation of how much stuff starts to flood into the streets. And so if you don't get it done in the next 3 turns, it will be too late, and you'll be forced to fall back from this position and find another way to track the Night Lords.
This will not stand. We cannot do this. We have to achieve the objective.
In the shooting phase, we got the Termagants over here going to fire up at the veteran with his melta-gun. 2 shots each, hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s. So 3 wounds, no AP, you got 3 up saves. You can do it, Tommy. Oh, you off the table does not count. And you fail 1. He's down to 3. The Pyrovore is out of range, but these Termagants aren't. They're going to unload into, what's his name?
Omegas.
Omegas. We'll start with the Strangle Web. D6 auto hits. Oh ho ho, oh ho ho. They're only strength 2, but they are devastating, which means every 6 does a mortal wound. Only 1. I was hoping that one would force an injury check and then the other ones could finish him off, but it did not. So 4 flesh bores coming his way. Hitting on 4s and then wounding on 3s. Got 2 wounds, no AP, so 2 3-up saves. He's only got 1 wound left. That's an injury roll. So roll a die, you want to roll low. 1 is the best, obviously 6 is the worst. 4 is middling. So he heals the 1 wound, but we'll take that off and we'll put 2 wound tokens on him. And he is stunned. So stunned means until the end of your next turn, his weapon skill, ballistic skill, and leadership are worsened by 1. And then the Hive Guard, sensing his weakness, open fire, hoping to maybe finish him off.
So we're going to go to ground. We're going to use a command point, use the stratagem to go to ground to try to keep them alive.
So it makes their AP -1, AP 0. Hitting on 3s. All of them hit. Strength 7, 3s to wound. Oh, only 1. You got a 3-up save. Otherwise, it's 3 damage. Oh, the go to ground keeps him alive. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
But we're not done yet. We got barb gaunts firing at your heavy bolter veteran. 3d6 shots. Oh, 15. This is the turn of the Tyranids. Shooting through smoke, so hitting on 5s. And then wounding on 3s. Strength 5. 3-up saves. He takes 1 wound. Down to 3 wounds.
And he's like,
And he's also slowed. -2 movement and -2 charge. Ripper Swarms will fire their spine maws, which are pistols. Hitting on 5s. All right, no. But these 3 will fire their spine maws at your heavy bolter veteran. Looking at 5s to hit. Oh, that's no bueno. 5s to wound. Only 2 wounds. No AP, so 3-up saves. And he takes 1 more. Whoa, they're taking lots of damage this turn. We've got 4 Termagants with Devours. They're going to fire at Omegas. Hitting on 4s. Only 4 hits. And wounding on 4s. Strength 4. We got 3 wounds. Ready, Dave? 3-up saves.
No problem.
Go ahead. Oh, he fails 2.
Big problem.
So that means you're going to roll 2 dice, take the worst, and add your 2 to it. If either of these are 6s, it takes him out and he's removed from play. Oh, he's removed from play. Let's roll on the injury chart for the first time. So we got our chart. You're going to roll 2d6. If you roll a 10+, he's dead. If it's 2 to a 5, he's fine. He'll show up next mission just fine. And then 6 to 9, there's some injuries that might happen. So don't roll 10 plus. Preferably roll 5 or less. Go. Oh, you roll a 10. And just like you were doing so well.
I know. What?
It's just you're doing so well, and then one volley as he lines up. You know, there's a lot of stuff he took right there, but unfortunately, he has been killed. Omegas has fallen. We must avenge him, brethren. Pyrovore is going to try to charge in and help out the Shrike or the Prime. Fails. The Ripper Swarms are going to charge in to gum up your lines. 9-inch charge. They make it. Even more wounds for you to chew through. So we'll start with the Chargers, those 3 Ripper Swarms, into your Heavy Bolter Marine. Hitting on 5, sustained. Yeah, these guys just don't do it. No wounds. Okay, that's all my Chargers. Who are you gonna fight with first? The Infernus guy, obviously, right?
No.
No?
Lycanthus.
Lycanthus the Terminator. Now I have to warn you, the Winged Prime does have a special rule called Death Frenzy, or Death Blow, that when he dies, if he hasn't fought on a 4+, he still gets to fight. So, swing, batter. 3 attacks with your Power Fist, hitting on 3s. Ooh, that's not looking good. So 3s to wound, I'm toughness 5. 1 wound. Let's see. With AP 2, I've got a 6-up save. He gets it through. 2 damage. He's down to 4. 1 Ripper Swarm into the Infernus Marine. 5s to hit, sustain. It seems that no matter how many I roll, I get roughly the same number of hits. 18 the dice, 2 hits. 6 dice, 4 hits. 1 wound. And a 3-up save. Oh, that's off the table, doesn't count. Oh, he takes a wound. So which one wants to fight back first?
The Infernus.
He was charged, so +1 attack, +1 hit, so 2s to hit. And 2s to wound. Come on, it's got 4 wounds. You got to get all of these. Oh, I didn't save any, so he's got 1 wound left. From now on, all of the boss fights will be a single Ripper Swarm. The Winged Prime now wants to take a chunk out of this Terminator. Hitting on 2s, no sustained anymore because he's no longer leading the squad, and that's when I roll 3 6s. 3s to wound. 4 wounds get through at -1, 2 damage. That's 4 3-up saves that Lycanthus needs to make. Can you do it? 1 gets through, and it's 2 damage. You got to roll 2 dice and take the highest one. So you can't die from this, but you could roll a 3, which would be that he takes 1 wound token, and he's not stunned. Oh, this is an epic duel, and he is not doing well. Maximus can now do a little bit of damage, maybe. 2s to hit because he was charged, and then 2s to wound because they're weak. 4 wounds. As long as I don't roll any 6s, you kill a base. I rolled a 6. MVP of the Tyranid Swarms, the Ripper Swarms. That's the end of my turn, which leads us into 3 turns remaining before you are totally overwhelmed and are forced to abandon this position. 3 turns to push through as more and more reinforcements show up. And you have lost Omegas, which means you're down somebody. Who's your Oath of Moment target gonna be? The Hive Guard again?
Hive Guard, yeah.
You gotta fulfill your previous oath. It should actually be a rule for the Space Marines that if they don't kill their Oath of Moment, they have to continue choosing the same one. Because otherwise, shame on you.
They have to take off the old parchment, put a new parchment
Exactly.
on.
In your command phase, Lycanthus has to do a battle shock test because he's below half strength. He's leadership 6+, so piece of cake. Actually, I think it's 7+. Let me double check. No, sorry, the -1 is only when I do Shadow on the Warp. So 6+. Oh, it mattered. He is not battle shocked, which means he won't necessarily get cut down if he decides to fall back. And he falls forward. What madness is this? The Pyrovore turns and fires Overwatch. D6 +1 torrent shots. 2. I'm gonna use my command point reroll. 6. So 7. These are strength 6 twin linked. 3s to wound. Re-rolling. Oh, he's getting roasted. 7 -1 AP. He's got a 3-up save. This can't kill him because he's got to have 2 wound tokens before he can. Oh, he takes it off. Bo just walks away like nothing. That's right. I'd be rolling. Here I'm rolling. Lycanthus steps forward, the Pyrovore just, and for a moment, this entire passageway is covered in napalm. And as it descends, all you see is a glowing, hot Terminator moving forward. Tantus with his melta guns moving up to get that prime and melta range. Lupus, knowing that the mission is to deploy the homing device, or whatever we want to call it, for the artillery strike, is moving forward. Sorry, it's a targeting beacon. That's the word I'm looking for.
So Rufus and Lycus are going to move up and support Lycanthus?
Nope.
Lupus.
Lupus out front
my
there, the
gosh.
blade guard bed.
Their commander. They've forgotten his name.
They're going to clear the path so they can get to the Hive Guard. And then Titus is going to move up with his heavy bolter. Always advancing. Doesn't need that +1 to hit. Tantus powers up his melta gun. Point blank shot into the Tyranid Prime. 2 shots hitting on 3s. Oh, you do have 2 command points, but do you want to re-roll the hit, or do you want to try to save it to re-roll a damage roll?
I'm already good on the damage because it's melta.
Well, it's D6 +2. If you roll a 1, he stays alive. Just saying, but it's up to you. I'm not trying to talk you in or out of anything. Tommy.
I'll save it for the wound roll.
Okay, save it for the wound roll. That's assuming that you're going to actually wound. 3s to wound. I don't get a save. Okay, so it's D6 +2 damage. I got 4 wounds left, so anything but a 1, and you'll have roasted that Tyranid Prime.
CP!
Reroll that. Just don't get a 1 again, Tommy. Don't get a 1. It's a 3. It's a 3. Happy 3 day, everybody. Boom. Kills the winged prime. So we got the Infernus Marine who's going to fire his bolt pistol into the Ripper Swarm. He's going to do them one at a time in case he kills it. He hits, wounds on a 2. 6-up save. He kills it. So now he can do the second shot into the other squad. He hits, wounds on a 2. Wounds and injures. So that destroys 2 bases. So that's an experience. It's actually 2 experience because he finished off a 12 wound squad. And now Maximus into the same Ripper Swarms. Just double tap that. We're hitting on 3s and wounding on 2s. And 6-up save. Both get through. Finally, maybe able to get through this slog. And Omegas, what's he firing at? The Termagants? That's Lupus. You can say that louder, it's fine.
It's Lupus.
Lupus!
Omegas is dead. It still hurts.
That's right,
Why do you
Omegas
do
is
this?
dead. There's a corpse right here of him. Lupus will fire at the Termagants. Hitting on 3s. And killing on 2s, because it's plasma. He's got him. Boom! Front 2 go down. Rufus is going to fire into the Termagants as well, trying to clear the path to the Hive Guard. Double tapping, so getting 4 shots, hitting on 3s. And then wounding on 3s as well. So we got 2 wounds at -1, so I got a 6-up save, and he kills 2 of them. Lycos will then fire his heavy bolt pistol into the last one. You can do it one at a time, because if you kill him, you could fire at the Hive Guard after. Hits, wounds on a 3, and does not save. I want you to do your second shot into the Hive Guard. Hits, wounds on a 5, no. Oh.
So Titus is going to fire 1 shot into the Hive Guard and then the other into the Termagants.
Well, you can decide after. So he's got 2 shooting attacks, so you perform them one at a time.
Right.
So the first one into the Hive Guard, hitting on...
How many shots does he have?
3.
3.
Hitting on 4s. 1 hit. 5s to wound. I'm thinking he's going to need to do this again. Oh, maybe not. I got a 3-up save. Oh, yep, do it again. Do it again. 4s to hit. 2 hits this time. Hey, he's improving his aim. 5s to wound. Oh, 1 gets through. 3-up save. No.
Remus is going to take a shot at the Hive Guard.
So 1 at a time in case he wants to choose a different target. 2s to hit. All right. Oh, no. At the moment, reroll.
Right.
That's better. 3s to wound. 6-up save. Okay, he's got the 1. Does he want to fire at the other one or some other target?
Does he do D6?
That's D6.
We're going to just try the D6 roll here.
Hold on. It was 1 wound left. You already killed it.
Oh, he's already dead, right?
Then he retraces and fires at the barb gaunts. Hitting on a 2. And then wounding on a 2. 6-up save with cover. All right, D6 damage. They've got 2 wounds. You don't kill him. You tried. You tried. Down to 1 wound. Lupus is going to attempt a charge into the Hive Guard. Need a 7-inch charge. That's a 4. You want a command point and re-roll that?
Yes.
Okay, this just needs a 7. You can do it. Shake those dice. Go. That's a 10. And Lupus charges forward into the Hive Guard. It's all the charges, so let's go to the fight phase as Lupus attacks the Hive Guard. +1 attack, +1 to hit for charging, so 2s to hit. Re-roll because it's the Oath of Moment, thank goodness. There we are. 5s to wound. These guys are tough. Ooh, only 1. 5 up save after AP2. Oh, and it's saved. All the 2 Ripper Swarms attack the Intercessor with the Heavy Bolter. Hitting on 5s, 6s are sustained, that's better. Wounding on 5s. 4 wounds, that's something. 3 up saves, he's got 2 wounds left. No, he doesn't, he's got 0.
Don't you wound on 6s?
With their little guns.
Oh, yeah.
But we realized wound on 6s, not 5s. And I didn't get any 6s. So you're fine. Maximus, the Infernus Marine, is gonna swing back. Oh, sorry, the Stern Guard vet was not charged, so hitting on 3s, and then wounding on 2s. Oh. What's that, Tommy? What's that, Tommy?
Stop hitting yourself.
Stop hitting yourself, Tommy. All right, well, why don't you do your Infernus Marine while we're here? I know the Hive Guard can go next, but it doesn't really matter. So swing, hitting on 3s. Look at him just giving up. 2s to wound. All right, 6 up. Hey, 1 gets through. You couldn't kill a single base. Hive Guard attacking Lupus. 4s to hit. Oh, okay. 3s to wound. All right, 1 wound, no AP. 3 up save. You should be fine. And you're not. So you take 1 wound, you're down to 2. Well, you're trying to push through. You managed to get through to the Hive Guard, but are not really doing any damage to it. But that's okay, you got help next turn. You've got 2 more turns to complete your task. So, but remember, that 3rd turn, you need to have somebody who can get there and do the action. Otherwise, you are in deep, deep doo-doo.
That's the Intercessor's job.
That's right. They got to start advancing, right? None of this walking. Advance, run, run. So let's go into the Tyranids' turn. We're going to move forward with the Pyrovore. Hive Guard is going to fall back. No free shots for you. These Termagants are going to move over to fire at Lupus, your Blade Guard vet. The Barbgaunts are going to move so they can actually see the 2 guys that want to sprint up so they can slow them down. Shoot phase! We're going to douse you in Pyrovore venom again. Just brush off the first one like it was nothing. What are you doing?
Does it have an AP?
AP1. You're going to do go to ground?
Yes.
He does ignore cover. It's a flamer. Never mind. D6 plus 1 shots. 3. I'm not going to re-roll that one. Right? I only get 1 re-roll per turn, so... Nah, I'm re-rolling that one. You ready? Nope. Made no difference. Strength 6, twin linked. 3s to wound, re-rolling. 2 wounds at -1. You got 3 up saves. Go! Oh, he brushes it off. He has red hot armor now. We gotta spray him with some fluorescent paint. These guys are gonna open fire. Strangle Web, D6 auto hits. 6! They are strength 2, devastating. Let's roll some 6s. You ready? Ready? Not a 1. Okay. Devours, hitting on 4s, wounding on 5s. 2 wounds, 2 up saves. This is where you fail. It's the easy ones, right? 2 up. Oh, 1 gets through. All right, that's a damage, so D6 plus 1. So that's a 5. So he gains 2 wound tokens, he's up to 3, and he's stunned, so his ballistic skill and weapon skill and leadership are all worsened by 1 until the end of your next turn. Then we've got these Termagants here who are gonna fire at Lupus. We've got the Stranglethorn or Strangleweb first. 1 shot that auto hits, needs a 6 to devastate. Nope. It's okay, we know that the regular shots are better. That's what kills the Terminators. Hitting on 4s with the Devours and then wounding on 4s. We've got 4 wounds, he told you, and you've got a 3 up save against these. Go ahead. You got 2 wounds left. You're fine. You're maybe still fine. You got 1 wound left. The Barbgaunts can't see him, otherwise, it doesn't matter. We want to fire at this guy. We're going to fire at him, slow him down. 3d6 shots, we've got 10. We're hitting on 4s. Some of them hit, which means he's -2 to move and charge. 3s to wound. We got, I'll reroll that one. We got two wounds. 3 up saves. Dave, will you do the honors of rolling for your dude? He's fine. And then we'll fire their pistols into the stern guard. They're hitting on 5s. Wounding on 5s. 1 wound. 3 up save. Go.
Isn't it 6s?
Nope, this one is strength 3. It's the close combat at strength 2. He takes the wound.
Ow, my eye.
So many. Pyrovore is going to charge. And that's the only charge I'm going to do. So the Pyrovore will attack Lycanthus. 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. All right, we're done. Sternguard Vet will fight back against the Rippers before he's overwhelmed. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 2s. Come on, I got 1 wound left on the one guy. Surely I won't roll 666s. I don't. Takes off a wound of the next one too, which is going to fight him back. 6 attacks, hitting on 5, sustained. Whoa, that's a lot of hits, but they only wound on 6s. All right, that's fine. Then your Infernus Marine, can he do 3 wounds? That's all you got to do. You didn't. You did 2 hits, 2s to wound. All right, you got him down to 1. Just die, you stupid Ripper Swarm. And then you got Lycanthus the Terminator swinging his power fist into the Pyrovore. You were charged, so 2s to hit. Oh no. 3s to wound.
Should I reroll?
Nah.
No.
3s to wound. So that's 2 wounds.
AP2.
5 up saves. So he takes 2 of the wounds. He's down to 3. Now he's stuck in a fight with another big dude. That's the end of the Tyrannus' turn. They've done some damage. Your Terminator, Lycanthus, is very hurt. Your Blade Guard Vet, Lupus, is hurt, but okay. We've done some damage over here. Your Stern Guard Vet down to 1 as well. We've slowed down your 1 Intercessor. But you've got 2 turns left to get to the place where you got to plant the targeting beacon. Let's see if you can do it. Though first things first, you have a lot of battle shock tests to make. 6+ right here. Just roll it right there in your Terminator. He is not battle shocked. Lupus in the middle will not be able to do. Before you roll, remember there's insane bravery. You could spend a command point and have him pass it.
We get 1 more CP.
Yep. So I'm
just gonna just use it.
Just insane bravery, because if he fails that, he can't do actions. So then we have your Stern Guard Vet right there. He's fine as well. Movement over here. Melt-A-Gun getting in range of the Pyrovore. Is your Terminator going to fall back or stay in?
Staying in.
Okay.
For you?
And then Lupus is moving up to get ready to plant the targeting beacon, assuming that they can take care of the Hive Guard. I'm going to overwatch the Hive Guard into him. You ready? You ready to see a double 6? Double 6, or any 6s. No 6s. Rufus is advancing forward to try to support the Blade Guard Vet. Rolling an extra d6, so 6, moving 12. He just rushes forward. Brother, I'm coming to help. Now he is -2 to move because of the Blade Guard, or because of the Barb Gaunts, but he can still advance. Oh, and he's moving pretty fast. He's a little slower though.
Try to get line of sight again over here.
Just to help support. We're gonna get line of sight on the Termagants as well, just in case.
That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, I don't know if I do there. Let's see. Oh, I think it's more more like that.
There you go. You got them both.
Okay.
We got pistols here. Maybe finish off a Ripper Swarm. You're gonna start with the Infernus Marine. Single shot, hitting on a 3. Come on. 2 to wound. 6 up save. You got him.
And then
That brings him to 6 experience, which levels him up. Let's roll his upgrade. So you got 5 upgrade charts to choose from: close combat, toughness, shooting, utility, or weapon. Or you can roll randomly. And if you roll randomly, then you have a bit more control over which one you get. So you're gonna randomly roll?
Yep.
So anything but a 6. So 4 is utility. So roll 2d6 instead of once. Reroll doubles. No, reroll both of them.
Oh.
So reroll doubles. There you go, 2 and a 5. Now normally you'd only get to roll 1, but because you randomly determine the table, you get 2 choices. So you have 2 and 5. So there's redeploy. So if there's no enemies within 12 inch, he can do a +6 inch move on top of advancing, but he can't charge. So basically it's like quickly get across the table. Or he can be aggressive, +2 advance and charge.
Okay.
Which would you want to be? Aggressive or the ability to redeploy? Okay, so if there's no enemies within 12 inches of him, He can choose to change his movement from 6 inches to 12 inches, essentially, but cannot charge. So now he can fire his other pistol shot here, and then your stern guard can fire 2 more, or his heavy bolter. So the pistol first, hitting on a 3, wounding on a 4, nothing. And then we got the heavy bolter, double tapping. Hold it. Finally free of the swarms, opens fire. He didn't move, so he's hitting on 3s, didn't matter. And then you're wounding on 3s.
Sustained.
Sustained, wounding on 3s. 5 up, 2 of them get through for 2 damage each. Don't finish them off because the pistol didn't kill the 1, but still do some major damage. Double tap the melta gun into the termagants. 3s to hit and 2s to kill. Kills 1. Overkills 1. Oof.
So Remus up here, the Eliminator is going to shoot at the Hive Guard.
2s to hit, re-rolling because of Oath of Moment. Good thing. Don't roll a 1 again. There we are. 3s to wound. Oh, okay. 6 up saves. 1 gets through. So it's D6 damage, and they got 4 wounds. Can you do it?
Let's not roll a 1.
Or 2 or a 3.
How about a 6?
That's a 6.
6 is good.
That's an experience as it dies. Lupus is going to start to plant the targeting beacon, which means he has to be able to do that until the start of your next turn.
Yeah.
Firing the heavy bolter then into the termagants inside. You have to do these one at a time because the first one that kills one there's only 1 in line of sight. So 3 shots for the first opening salvo, 4s to hit, and then 3s to wound. They 5 up save and cover. And you kill 2, which will take them out of line of sight. This will kill the 1, maybe the 2nd that you can see as well. Yeah. But now you can see the barb gaunt. 4s to hit. And 3s to wound. 1 gets through and does not kill it. And then you can fire back at the barb gaunt there because he advanced with an assault weapon. Firing through smoke though, so hitting on 4s. So we got 1 hit. And 1 wound, and you don't kill him. I got 1 charge into the pyrovore. Charge! Oh, they failed. Stern Guard Vet is going to charge the barb gaunt. What does he charge? 8, he makes it. Boom.
You should try the Infernus.
The Infernus Marine will go help him. And does not make it. Fighting here first with the chargers. Hitting on 2s because you charged. 4s to wound. So 2 wounds. 4 up saves. 1 wound. Stays alive. Pyrovore will attack the Terminator. 4s to hit. 4s to wound. No, there's nothing. So now you can swing back. Nobody charged, so no pluses to hit. 3s to hit. 2 get through. You need 2 to get through to kill it. 3s to wound. That's 2 wounds. AP2, so I have a 5 up save. If I fail both of these, you kill him. I can fail only 1. And he's down to 1 wound. And I guess this barb gaunt gets to swing back at your Infernus or your Stern Guard. 4 to hit. Nothing. Okay. End of your turn. You're starting to plant the targeting beacon. There is a renewed effort from the Tyranids to stop you. You can hear at this point the chittering of thousands and thousands of claws and hooves, and you also hear a loud roar that shakes the foundation that you're standing on, and you can hear it barreling through, but you don't see it yet. These Tyranids are going to move up. They're termagants to try to take out your Blade Guard Vet. Gonna overwatch, just see if you get lucky with the heavy bolter. 6s to hit, and they're also sustained. Well, you got 2 hits, 3s to wound. 1 wound. 5 up save and cover, and you kill 1. It's 2 less shots. These termagants are moving over. The will of the hive mind compels them. Now we're gonna open fire. We'll start with this group. Everything is going into Lupus. Start with the Strangleweb, the Flamer, D6 shots that auto hit. They're strength 2, but they're devastating, so any 6s are mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound, which brings him to 0. Roll your injury. It's a 4, which means he takes 2 wound tokens, which means he can die. and also is stunned. His ballistic skill, weapon skill, and leadership are worsened for a turn. And then the Devourer hits on 4s and misses. Ooh. Termagant's right here. Also gonna fire at him. Got that same flamer, D6 auto hits. We roll a 6.
Oh no.
Oh no, he's gonna go down. We need 6s. 1 mortal wound. Roll it, don't roll a 6. Preferably roll a 1. That's a 5. He gets knocked down.
Tom, watch your arm, please.
But put him face down. And that brings him up to 5 wound tokens. His arm is holding out. You can't start actions when you're knocked down, but that doesn't mean you can't finish them. As he places the targeting beacon, he's pressing in the coordinates. We got 3 more Termagants there with their Devourers. Hitting him on 4s. Wounding him on 4s. 2 wounds. 3 up saves. You better do this because you got 5 wound tokens on you.
CP.
Want a command point and re-roll that one? Re-roll it. Oh, he survives. Straight into the fight phase. Where do you want to fight first? Into the Pyrovore with the Terminator. Nobody charged, and you are worsened. We're going to remember that your weapon skill is worsened this time.
I thought it was only for a turn.
It was, but we forgot it last turn, so we're going to do it this turn. So you're hitting on 4s.
Yep.
Go ahead. 1 hit. It didn't matter. You didn't roll any 3s anyways. 3s to wound. Okay. All right. Barb Gaunt will attack right here and hits and wounds. 3 up save. All right, you're good. Now you can swing back at him. Hitting on 3s. Surely you can finish him off. You have 4 attacks
Yeah.
on the stern guard.
That's a 3.
Okay, and you're looking at 4s to wound. And he's dead. You get a command, or you get an experience.
It's that guy.
Pyrovore into your Terminator. Hitting on 4s. Ooh, we got 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. Now we got 2 wounds. 2 up saves. Oh, you saved them both. As we move to your turn, Lupus finishes the coordinates, presses and slams his fist down on the red button, and within moments you can hear the sounds of the whistling of the mortar rounds coming from the artillery barrage, as there's just a loud, thunderous explosion happening all around where you are. The Termagants and the rest of the Tyranids that are nearby, they all stop for a second as they sense a lot of Synapse creatures getting destroyed. Their minds temporarily severed from the hive mind. The buildings around you burn. The light from it lighting up the entire streets as smoke roils down. And then you hear the roar again. And crashing through the wreckage, a carnifex bursts through. So he breaks through the wreckage near where Lupus just placed the targeting beacon as he screams, plasma liquefying and dripping out of his jaws as he gets ready to charge into battle. The rest of the Tyranids rally around this alpha creature so they do not run away. So basically we play until the rest of the Tyranids are dead. Not likely you will be dead, but some more of you might be dead. And just, hold on a second. You got some battle shock tests to take, so I guess we'll start here. 6 up, he's fine. Your Blade Guard vet, your Lupus, 6 up. He's also fine. You got your Stern Guard vet, 6 up. He's fine. And then you hear a scream, and a blanketing of the Shout of the Warp descends on the battlefield, meaning your entire army now has to take battle shock tests.
I'll do mine.
Terminator, he's fine. Melt-A-Gun, it's fine. Remus, the Eliminator, is fine. Your Heavy Bolter Intercessor, whoa, he is battle shocked. Do Lupus, the Blade Guard vet, oh, he's battle shocked too. Let's move down the middle, 1, then 2, go. You're good, then you're not good. And then 1, 2, go. Good and good. Movement phase, what's going on?
I lost my team vision.
Brothers, regroup! So basically everybody's gonna be moving towards the middle to try to support Lupus while these guys take care of the Pyrovore. And they're all converging on the bridge to head towards the Carnifex as Lupus, the Blade Guard vet, stands up. He's shaken. He's not afraid. It's just more that it's been hit so hard that his armor is giving out, his legs are giving out as he stands up battle shook, and has his ballistic skill, weapon skill, and leadership worsened by 1. Terminator holds though. He's like, I got this, guys, as the melt-a-gun heads into the ruins. Lupus is firing his plasma pistol. Is he gonna overcharge?
Yes.
4s to hit. Oh, they both hit. Overcharged to, what is it, strength 8?
Yep.
So it's still 5s to wound, his toughness 9. Oh! AP 3 means my 2-up becomes a 5-up. 1 gets through, so is that 2 damage then?
Yep.
Got 6 wounds remaining. Now he's gonna roll hazardous twice. Don't roll any 1s. Go ahead. No hazardous. His plasma pistol stays cool enough. But carnifexes have blistering assault, which means whenever they're shot at and they lose 1 or more wounds, they move d6 plus 2 inches, and they can go into engagement range. So he's gonna move 8 inches. Boom! Now you can't shoot him because he's stuck in, except for the pistol. So you can shoot a pistol at him. So the carnifex comes in, he pulls out a pistol and fires at it. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 6s. Oh, there's 1. 2-up save. Doesn't go through. Assault Intercessor will fire into the Termagants with his pistol. And 1 of them hits. Does not wound. Then Heavy Bolter from your Heavy Intercessor into the Carnifex. Big, -1 because he's locked in combat now. Double tapping. He fires at the Carnifex, hitting on 5s because he moved. And he got 1 singular hit. Wounding on a 5 does not wound. Oh, he is the Oath of Moment, so he can reroll 5 of those Heavy Bolter shots. Still hitting on 5s though. Well, you got 2 more. 5s to wound. Nothing. You got a melt-a-gun in here. He's going to pop a shot into the Termagants while he's in range. Go ahead and take 2 shots right there, hitting on 3s and then wounding on 2s. And 2 of them die. Boom! 2 Termagants melted. Lupus is charging, Tommy?
Yes.
Okay, charge. You don't get to reroll. Oh, 11 inches. And he charges right on in. And I think that's the only charge that we have.
No, your turn can go in. No.
Oh, he advanced. This guy advanced over here.
No, not the
Oh, you mean a counter charge?
No, the assault intercessor.
No, the assault intercessor advanced.
No.
Oh, he didn't?
Then he wouldn't have been able to shoot.
No, he was right here.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he can
you want to charge? Just put
Should we
him
charge him in here?
Oh, you want to charge the Carnifex?
I think why not?
Sure.
Yeah?
What do you mean, sure?
we
It's
might
the
finish him.
Carnifex.
We might finish him. We have to
I
do
do get a
this.
counter-offensive, remember.
Yeah.
Go ahead and charge. Do it. Do it. Nope. You want to reroll? No, he's battle shocked. He cannot reroll. No stratagems for him.
Goes.
Now to the fight phase. Lupus attacks. So he's currently stunned. So his weapon skill is 4-up, but he charged and he's a space wolf, so now he's 3-up, and he gets an extra attack as well. So hitting on 3s, re-rolling because of Oath of Moment. Re-roll. So we got 4 wounds. Strength 5, so 5s to wound. 1. 4-up save. Not saved.
2 damage.
2 damage. Brings the Carnifex down to 4 wounds. I get to choose who fights next. I'm going to do the Pyrovore actually because I want to kill the Terminator because the Carnifex is fine. 4s to hit. 4s to wound. That's a wound. 2-up save. Oh, he's fine. The Intercessor, Rufus, will attack the Carnifex. +1 to hit, +1. We'll count it as having been charged with the Blistering Assault.
Okay.
So you're looking at 2s to hit.
4 attacks.
Yep.
4 attacks base or 4 attacks normally?
No.
So 3 hits, re-rolling, re-rolling.
All right.
Oath of Moment. You got it. 6s to wound. All right. Well, I gave you a chance. Now it's time for the snip. So he charges in. So there's one extra rule that the Carnifex has, and that is whoever he brings down, like whenever you're rolling injury rolls, it is a +1 to the results. So he injures people much faster. So we're going to split our attacks between Lupus and Rufus. Actually, I'm going to put all 4 Crushing Claws into Lupus, and then I'll put his Scything Talons into Rufus. So into your Blade Guard Vet, we're hitting on 4s. Ooh, only 2. Strength 12. 2s to wound. We got him. -3. What's his invuln?
4.
All right, you got to make both of them. 2 4-up invulns. You do not get to reroll because he is battle shocked. Go. Oh! Should have put the Scything Talons into him as well, but I didn't. 4s to hit. 2s to wound. The first volley fails. Now your Terminator into my Pyrovore. Go ahead. 3s to hit. You're no longer shaken or stunned. And then 3s to wound. There we are. 5-up saves. You got him. But.
Oh no.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to do command point reroll because I haven't done that yet this turn. Nope. Okay. But I have Deadly Demise 1. So on a 6, you'll take 1 mortal wound, which might actually kill you. Here we go.
Deadly mucus.
Oh. You gain 1 experience for killing the Pyrovore. And that's it for the end of your turn. You successfully completed your primary objective, and now it's time for the Tyranids to hit back. These Termagants are moving over to deal with your Terminator. We got 2 Termagants over here who will move up. And then that's it. Starting here, Strangle Web Cannon. You've survived the Pyrovore and the Shrike, but you take 1 auto hit, which does Devastate on a 6 and does nothing. And then we got the Devour, which hits on 4s and wounds on 5s and does nothing. And then these 2 Termagants are going to fire at Maximus. Start with the Flamer. 1, 6s to mortal wound. No! Devour hits on 5s through the smoke. Nothing! The Carnifex fires its spine bank straight into Lupus and then shoots its blast plasma, because it can't do that into combat. If it has range, it'll fire all the way back here, otherwise just straight up. It's only 12, so it'll be there. So we'll start with the bioplasma. D3 shots, hitting on 5s, wounding on 3s, with -2, so you get a 5-up save. Right there. 1 damage. Spine banks straight up into Lupus, hitting on 5s. We got 1 hit, strength 5, so 3s to wound. That's, well, let's roll that. That's a wound. 3-up save. Oh, it doesn't take him down. I'm not doing any charges, so you get to select 2 fights first. Who's it going to be?
Lupus.
Lupus.
Yeah.
So he swings and hits on 3s. Oath of Moment, reroll. Okay. Okay, I think he might be able to do it, although you're wounded on 5s, right? 5s to wound. 1 wound gets through, not enough to kill me. AP -3?
2.
2, so 4-up save.
No.
Oh, I save it. Everything onto Lupus. No more of this spreading out. We got 2 crushing claws hitting on 4s. Oh no. Oh no. And we've got 2s to wound. Okay, we got 3 wounds. So you got your 4-up and vulnerable save against these. Otherwise you're in deep, deep, deep doo-doo. Go ahead. Roll it. You could do it. Well, maybe not. You are battle shocked after all. Oh, 2 of them get through. D6 plus 1 damage each, which means we do 13 damage. So I'd like you to pick up 13 dice.
He's
And you
dead.
got to roll only 1s and 2s to not be removed from play. Go ahead. Actually, no, sorry. You have to only roll 1s because I got +1 to the damage chart. So go ahead. Just roll a few dice. Just
Roll a few dice.
Just roll a few.
He's dead.
Here we go. We got him. But hold on. Before we remove him, let's see what happens to him. So you're going to roll 2d6. 10. Don't roll yet. 10 plus, he's dead. 2 to a 5, he's fine. And then the other ones have some minor or major effects. 5, he is fine. He shakes it off and goes home, but does not get the bonus experience for surviving the mission. So remove him. So now the Intercessor can strike him. I still got 4 out of 8 of my wounds. Hitting on 3s, and then wounding on 6s. Definitely needs to fall back after this. Go ahead. Nothing. That brings us to your turn. We do have some renewed battle shocks that we gotta do. Just quickly did them off camera. You passed all the battle shock tests. So movement phase. Eliminator is gonna move. Not quite drawing a bead yet on the Carnifex, so do you wanna just advance him?
Yeah, better.
And advances 2 more. They'll get there eventually.
With him?
The veteran of Melt-A-Gun is getting in range. Terminator will poke his head into the ruins as well so he can see through them. And then you're going to fall back your Intercessor out of that combat. Obviously. And then these two are moving forward as well. Lycanthos kind of fires assault cannon up at the carnifex. Hitting on 3s. 2s, re-rolling. Why is it 2? 5s to wound.
6s are dead.
6s are devastating. Go. Oh, he does it! 5 devastating mortal wounds. He just comes through. He's, I got this, guys. And he just takes down the carnifex. The termagants squeal and run away. That is 4 experience for Lycanthos. Each guy gets 1 experience for participating, and D3 if they made it to the end without being removed. So we have 1 more level up to do. We have your Terminator. Are you going to roll on the table, or are you going to pick?
Pick.
Okay. What are you going to pick?
Melee.
Really?
Yeah.
You got to choose close combat. Okay. So go ahead and roll a D6, and we'll look it up. 6. He gains Thunderous Charge. This model can use the tank shock stratagem and can do so for free. It can also use the stratagem when it heroically intervenes. So that's quite suitable for a Terminator charging in. And that is the end of the first episode of this Red Wolf narrative campaign. So you completed your first mission, only 1 casualty. Only 2 went down in the end, but 1 unfortunately is done for good. So you're down to 9 guys for the next few missions. Maybe you'll get reinforcements eventually, but not right away. As we're gonna now explore in the second episode what happens next. They've managed to clear the Tyranids, call in the artillery strike, and so they can search for clues, which will lead us to our second episode, which is available at the link below right now. So if you wanna go check that out, please do so we can see what happens next. You ready, guys, to play episode 2?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Thanks for watching. Happy wargaming.